I spoke earlier in the day to Sanjay Roy, one of the organizers of the Jaipur Literature Festival, on this entire row. Sanjay, what's the latest as far as the police is concerned? What have they told you today? Have you been questioned? What are they saying?
Well, the status so far is that we've handed over the DVD of the session. We've also provided a transcript with a foreword putting it into context. The only other development is that they have requested us not to leave the city till they give us permission. We have signed an undertaking not to do so till they complete all formalities. That's where we are in terms of this particular case. The other cases and complaints, that's progressing, I think, as usual. There was a hearing earlier this morning at a magistrate's court, which has been deferred till tomorrow, and that was in the instance of inviting people like Jeet Thayal here, which was filed by one of the organizations. That's been deferred till tomorrow.
Right. Well, Sanjay, P.L. Punya, the chairman of the SC/ST Commission, said today that he believes that what Ashish Nandis said is a criminal act. How do you react to that?
You know, I think everybody needs to look at this in a context, and I think we need to look at the two issues here specifically. One is, what is the kind of platform that Jaipur the Literature Festival represents? It's an inclusive platform which is for debate and dialogue, as opposed to a political platform. In a political platform where you can take a line and, you know, and put it in a context of a didactic sort of statement to garner a particular kind of reaction, that's a different issue. In an intellectual gathering like the Jaipur Literature Festival, where there is debate and discussion, authors and writers and thinkers must be allowed to express the other. That's the reason why they write. Now, if you look at the fact that Ashish Da represents, his body of work represents an incredible array of support for the minority or the disenfranchised communities, and this is not something that he's suddenly come up with overnight. It's part of that argument. And what is the argument that he's made? He has said that in a country like India, where there is extreme differences, you have extremely rich people, extremely poor people, the extremely affluent people or influential people use the fact or use the influence that they have because of the schools they go to, the networks they have, the right language that they speak, or the money power that they have, whereas the really poor don't have access to that. And I think the irony is that this story is being played out as we speak. Here there is Ashish Da and myself named in this FIR. Because of the kind of voice that we represent, the state is treating us with great respect, and we're very thankful for that. However, should it have been somebody else from another community or from a disenfranchised community, what would their status been? Like a Soni Sodi, they would have been in jail. You know, so that's the context in which this discussion has to be looked at. It cannot just be looked at as A sentence or B sentence. The debate is extremely important, but equally important is that politicians understand that they must debate the issue. Ashish Nandis has said something, debate it. Let this debate be a debate across the country. What are the issues in terms of disenfranchisement? Let it not be a didactic statement yet again, where you're only saying off with his head, or we should do that, or we should do that. That is the most unproductive of this entire outcome.
Sanjay, now Ashish Nandis has clarified his remarks. He has said he was misunderstood, and as you were saying, that when you look at his remarks in entirety, there is an entire context there. But some say that maybe he should have had a better choice of words perhaps, or has this entire controversy been completely blown out of proportion?
You know, I don't think there is any problem with people objecting to what anybody says. That's fine. We live in a democracy. Everybody has an opinion and must be allowed that opinion. I don't think there's a debate on that. I think the issue again is, can you ban, stop, jail people because they have a point of view? That is the issue again that needs to be debated. And this is not a debate that has to stop today just because the festival is getting over, or because we're in jail or out of jail or whatever. It is a debate that must continue. It is a debate that is very important in our country today, where India is at a crossroad. you know, India is an unfinished story. If we want the story to continue in a particular way, these are debates and discussions that must continue.
Well, you know, Sanjay, obviously this is worrying, like you say, that there is a lack of debate on ideas, and also, you know, we're just not able in this country, it seems, to even talk about different points of view. Also, there is the hypocrisy of the state, which goes after academics and artists very quickly, but not after politicians who make hate speeches in the same haste.
Absolutely. I keep saying, you know, artists are high visibility, low utility. Even in the Pakistan thing, you know, I kept hearing, stop this musician, stop the authors. I didn't hear anybody saying, stop journalists from going across, or stop businessmen from doing business, or stop traders from crossing the border. Why is it only that artists are targeted at the very first instance? You know, burn their books, or stop this, or ban the film. Why? Why is it that the artist community is dealt in this particular way? And what people don't understand is, in India, where we must have a plurality of voice, because we are a country with hundreds and thousands of pulls and pressures, it is through artistic expression that allows for that pressure valve to let the pressure cooker sort of give way. If you don't have that, we will be in great trouble. People don't realize that the artistic community creates wealth on a daily basis across the length and breadth of this country. And it's very important to understand the value of that.
Sanjay Roy, thanks very much. So that was Sanjay Roy speaking to me earlier today. Meanwhile, the Madras High Court has asked Kamal Hassan to find an amicable solution to the row over his film Vishwaroopam, which has been banned in Tamil Nadu after objections by Muslim groups. The judge went on to say that the primary considerations should be the law and order situation in the country as well as the country's unity. Well, we have a terrific panel to talk about these issues tonight. We have Javed Akhtar joining us tonight from Mumbai. We have Kamal Mitra Chinoy, professor at the School of International Studies in JNU, joining us this evening. Author Chetan Bhagat is with us tonight from Mumbai. Theatre personality Amir Raza Hussain. Dr. Abhishek Singhvi, spokesperson of the Congress Party. We have Sudhindra Bhadoria from the BSP. And we also have with us Dr. Tasleem Ahmed Rahmani of the Muslim Political Council of India. Let me ask Javed Saab first. Javed Saab, let's first look at Ashish Nandis issue. Is this a controversy that's been completely blown out of proportion? Do you believe that an academic, a sociologist like Ashish Nandi made a casteist comment?
I cannot believe that Ashis Nandi can say anything which would be intentionally derogatory for Dalit community. It's not possible. We can't judge people in isolation. We have to see their record, we have to see their biodata, their history. Here is a person who has always stood by the weaker section of society, who has spoken of social justice and equality and so on. Then one day, why and how is it possible and will become possible that he will say something which will be against those people who have suffered injustice and humiliation and deprivation for centuries? Why would he do it? It's not possible. It's illogical.
It's illogical. Chetan Bhagat, do you feel that Ashish Nandi's choice of words was perhaps poor, or that we're just an overly sensitive country where we are not open to the idea that other people may have different opinions and we can have differences?
Well, listen, I mean, he has an opinion and he has the right to it. That's the simple thing. Whether I like it or not is not really so relevant, that whether he should be allowed to say it or not. I think if he was trying to say that the rich get away with corruption and the poor do not, it doesn't become a caste issue, for example. But I think here, later on, like Sanjay was clarifying, he meant rich and poor, but poor doesn't necessarily mean, yes, there may be an overlap, but poor doesn't mean lower caste. I'm not saying that he has the right to say it, but it's, you know, it is possible that if you confuse caste issues with corruption, it could not only offend some people who are SC, STs, but also, you know, it upsets the anti-corruption movement, because then it's about a caste issue. But like people here are saying, Mr. Nandi, and I've heard him many times, he is a specific case where it's not the case. He was not even trying to be derogatory.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app, fully optimized for retina display. full screen view, faster response time, and Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.